So this artwork was once upon a time a 42-inch square that I have to confess I fell out of love with. And I've been downsizing my work so that I don't have anything that's wider than 36 inches so that it can fit in my car. I know, crazy. But sometimes this is how decisions are made. And since this was 42 inches square, I had a friend of mine cut it. And because he's an artist, he kind of looked at it. I gave him the dimensions. I said 30 inches across. And so then he cut it, and it actually, I kind of like this composition, but not entirely. So this is definitely destined for something else. So these little postcard pieces, I also, I have a whole bunch of them. I got really overexcited when I made them. I made like 130 some of them, and there's still a bunch, and I'm gonna do some things with them as well. And so I have pulled all of the heavy paper off of the back of these. We won't talk about how much time I spent doing that, because that's not really the point anyway. But I'm kind of just putting these things out here, and looking at how they're going to look all together, and we'll see. I'll show you what that looks like in just a sec. So this is kind of the basic idea, but so this is like the layout. This is the idea, but this is all way too strong. So I need to take some thinned gesso and push it all back visually. So I've decided that I'm painting more of the background before I add the other elements. So the background painting is done, and I really like how it's pushed everything to the back. And just a little note, sometimes I have to stand on a chair to get the proper perspective. So I'm really liking this arrangement. I've placed these little elements on here, and now I'm going to adhere them on. So these have been drying, and I'm seeing seeing something kind of interesting. There's like a fogginess that's coming up on these, and what I'm realizing, these pieces originally had been varnished, and the varnish has gotten wet with the application of the matte gel medium, and so it's kind of getting a foggy quality. I'm trusting that as it completely dries, it's funny because you can't see it as much on the camera, but that when it completely dries, that it'll all go clear again. So like this, you can kind of see there's like fogginess. It should all look black like this. So I'm also taking this opportunity to use a little bit of pencil and pop some of the color on some of these things. I was doing this here and just kind of pop in a little bit of color. But yeah, when I do things I haven't done before, things happen and I'm like, oh wow, look at that. So we'll see how it looks tomorrow. I just had an epiphany. I was looking at images on, I think it was Instagram, because I like to look at other artists' work, and there were lines in an image that suddenly made me see certain lines here. I'm going to use this thread. I've been playing around a little bit. I actually use this stuff to stick at the corners and weave thread around, and I've just recently undone it. But you cannot quite really see. There's that little tiny pin right there. I'm going to install little tiny pins on the corners of all of these little boxes and then weave thread around. I had no idea this was going to happen, but this is what happens when we follow inspiration. I have gotten so wrapped up in the doing that I forgot to do any documenting, but I'm going to do some more. I'm just taking this thread and wrapping it and tying it to different pins, and you can see how it connects everything. It and varnished it. I really like how it goes with that other piece behind it sitting there. I'm having fun with this, and in fact I'm gonna do another one. Thanks for joining me. Remember to subscribe, like, comment, share, all those fun things.